just do a little introductory video on the live well. Obviously we haven't had the time to do a lot of in-depth filming and coverage on our live well, but the simple side of the live well is obviously, like we've spoken about before, it's between your legs, which is easy access when you're sitting on a kayak. Clear lid, it's closed, you want to have a peek and see if your live bait's still swimming. That's what the concept of the clear lid is for. Okay, in the live well, what we did is we have two holes. One is an inlet, okay, so the water gets pushed in, and one is an outlet, so the water gets sucked out. Basically, it's a scupper system like in your footwell. It's a forward-facing and a reverse-facing scupper, and it creates a natural flow of water. This means, obviously, you don't need a pump, and the level of the water will only rise to the level of the water on the outside of the kayak. So if you're quite a heavy person, you might get slightly more water than your friend who's rather light, and he gets a little bit less water in here. But you do get enough water without having to add pumps and everything to keep a good 5 or 6 baits swimming all day long, live as ever, with the natural flow of the water you get in here. Obviously, some places or some countries, the guys like a little bit more water or faster flow. Simple. Then you can obviously do your own custom made pump system where you can pump water in here and increase the water more. Another trick to obviously keep more water in is we use a tube like this. Right, what that does is you put it into the reverse scupper, the one that sucks the water out, okay? To get the water to sit at that level, what I do is I just take a collapsible bucket or a bucket and I just fill up my live well as high as I want, you know, right up to the top, and I'll throw a couple of extra baits in there. With the natural force of gravity, obviously the level of the water wants to drop. So it will drop to the pipe, quite, you know, but when it gets to the pipe, it'll still continue to drop, unfortunately, because of the natural force of gravity, but it drops a lot slower. And then it's just a matter of every now and again, just, you know, check on your bait, pop another bucket and carry on. So the concept behind the live well is to keep it as simple as possible, you know, remove electronics, remove pumps, remove everything, and it works very well. If you want more, you have the ability to be able to add a pump or anything else that you want as well. You can do that yourself, that's no problem. Okay, so with your live well, you get, like I say, a pipe to control the level if you want to. 2 bungs, one for the inlet, one for the outlet, fits in the hole. Put it in. If you don't want water in your live well, you just leave the 2 bungs in and you carry on as normal, and you'll be fine. When you want to empty the live well, you obviously have the opportunity to block the inlet and take the water and, you know, remove the plug for the outlet. Obviously, it doesn't drain completely, and also if you stop, the water naturally wants to come back in. So it'll drain if you're paddling somewhere far or fast and you want to get the water out, you can do that. But if you're paddling very gently and very slowly and you stop for a while, obviously the natural force, well, the water will still come back. Even though it's an outlet, the water will still come back and it'll still fill up. So like I say, it's a simple system. It's not a perfect system, but it's more than you need on a kayak, which is obviously a simple fishing thing. That's it.